Hello and welcome to the Accounting and Bookkeeping Support Group for the UK. And it feels like the UK with over 15,000 members now. And this evening we have Jonathan Mifsud from Buddy. Buddy is cloud-based payroll software and integrates with just about all the main accounting software. Welcome, Jonathan. I'm going to hand over to you and let you drive.
Thank you, Della. I really appreciate your invite here to the group, and I really like to thank anyone that's tuning in for giving us the time these next 15 minutes to walk you through what we offer and how we can help accountants and bookkeepers to offer payroll services to your clients. So as Della very well said, Buddy is a payroll bureau software. So we're designed for accountants and bookkeepers in order to collaborate with your clients and deliver a more comprehensive payroll. So over the next 15 minutes, I'll be doing a very short overview from a few slides. We'll switch to a live demo, show you a little bit how the product works, how you use it, etc. And then I'll show you how to get started with Buddy. If you've got any questions, I'll make sure to be following up on the Facebook group as well, so I can answer those after the session. So that's what we're going to go through. So starting off, here you have the Bureau dashboard. So essentially, one of the first things that you see once you log into your Buddy account is an overview of what happens within your account. So number of employees, clients, starters and leavers, and we even look at upcoming payrolls and upcoming automations, of which I'll expand a little bit in the live presentation as well. We are very big on client collaboration. What do I mean by that? When you are an accountant or bookkeeper, a lot of your work, especially with payroll, relies on clients giving you information, clients approving payroll, and doing a host of other things. So as a core part of our offering, we have a collaboration tool which allows you to send invites to clients, potentially automated, clients to fill in information or checklists within the product where you give them exactly the right areas you want them to access to. Automated emails that go out, for example, payslips, reports, etc. And a review process so they can review and finalize the payroll within the system so you have a full audit log of whatever goes on. In order for that to work really well and to save you some time, we also have what we call Everroll. Everroll is essentially automated payroll that would allow you to set up the steps of what you want to automate within the system. You see here some examples. I'll go over it in live demo because I'm aware the screen might look a little bit tiny, so the details might not be super clear. Finally, there's also an employee portal. So basically that's where your clients' employees can go in and access their pay slips, their information, etc. We come as well with a mobile app. So that makes it really accessible. If you are a little bit brave as well, you could give access to your clients' employees to do things like holidays, where your clients can go in and approve them. Same thing with timesheets. They could put in timesheets, approve them, and that would feed right in to your pay run, so you don't have to key in or upload all the information. As Della well mentioned, we've got quite a few integrations that we offer, well over 14 and counting. So we've got anything from Xero, QuickBooks, Sage, Free Agent on the accounting side. We've got time and attendance, so we can collect time and attendance information from other platforms. So if they use things like rota management, etc., we can pull that in. We've got connections with HRS platforms, and obviously pensions and payments as well. So that is a very high-level overview of what we connect with. Most importantly, we offer human support. So within our platform, at any point in time, if you need to speak to someone, we have live chat that is available during business hours. That means that you can talk to a human that will understand your problem, someone that has been working with payroll and has payroll experience as well, in order to get you unstuck and moving on with your payroll. We understand that payroll is very time sensitive, so sending an email and getting a reply 3-4 days later is not an option. And that's why by enabling live chat will allow you to get replies very quickly. Our average response time there is well under a minute. So that's pretty much my high-level overview. I'll jump into the live demo, which will take us through the next 10 minutes or so of this session. So let's see if I can. Yeah. So I've got now my live account that is shared. I am currently within my bureau account. Over here, you can see that I can see all my client lists. I can tag clients. I can set up teams and assign, so I can actually manage a full payroll through the platform. From there as well, I can go and see all my upcoming payrolls. Obviously, I tend to have a few overdue because I obviously don't actually run the payroll, but hopefully you don't. And as you can see down the bottom, I've got a payroll which is technically due today and is set as awaiting approval. And I've got the next one already prepared that will be running in around 30 days. And that is partially driven by that automation that I mentioned. So if I had to click on what we call Payroll, I can see that I've got 4 pay schedules here. So I've got staff in head office, both monthly, a weekly, and a fortnightly payroll. On any of these, I can enable what we call Payroll, which is essentially a step-by-step process that you normally would run in payroll, but you could choose which steps you want to automate. For example, one that a lot would automate would be, I'd like to fetch my tax code changes from HMRC, and I'd like to do it, say, 5 days before payday or 5 days before our deadline. I could ask the client to send me payroll information, and the same way I can stagger those all along. This goes from drafting a payroll, finalizing it, all the way to sending FPSs, EPSs, pension contributions, etc. So depending on the client, if you are doing, say, a director only, you would only switch on a couple of steps that would get the payroll run finalized and then submitted to HMRC and to the client themselves. If you're doing a more managed payroll service, you might request data, manage a couple of pieces in the middle manually, and then automate the post-processing as well. So that is what we're able to do with Payroll and the automation side. Once you set up those automations, the system will create a set of scheduled tasks. So we can see exactly what it's going to do and when. For example, the payroll I mentioned earlier, the system has a finalize or conclude payroll that should be triggered on the 30th of April at 9 a.m. Then it will send client reports around an hour later and payslips that afternoon. So that way I can see exactly what's going to happen with that particular payroll. Now, jumping a little bit from the bureau management side into an actual client payroll, which is where I think most of you will be spending most of the time, we'll basically see something like this. So you have an employee list, and you do have advanced filters, so you can actually do bulk changes. So let's say if you wanted to do salary changes en masse, you can do it over there. If you wanted to import, or you're starting out, you have an FPS import and an Excel import, which will allow you to upload your files in order to process them. The system does come with an AI mapper. I'll see if I can get a very quick preview of this as well. Just bear with me 1 second. So I find the file that actually works with this. So there we go. I can choose any type of file, and I can go ahead and verify my data. So the system will show me what my header is, what it is in our system, so what's it called, and a sample row. So I can actually see, I've got a couple of people there, can see what they are. And the system will also tell me when data is invalid, etc. So if your clients are sending you data in an Excel sheet that's not the way you think the system takes it, we're able to adjust to keep your processes as much as possible the same. So from there, I'm going to jump into a particular profile. I'm not going to go over all the fields. I'm pretty sure those are all quite standard. What I want to highlight are a couple of small things. So as a system, we work based on salary and employee profiles. So it's not a change that you do during a pay run. It's how you set up the employee's record. I know that varies from system to system. We do keep a history of everything that changed. So if a client comes and asks, when was the last raise we gave this person, you can actually find that out. And as a system will always show you as well what the hourly rates are for the effective overtime rates that you have. Any changes that you apply within the platform can be either as a correction, let's say you've made a mistake or it needs to change from the original date, or you can create a dated change. That could be sometime in the future where the system will prorata or start that rate on a given date, or it could also be backdated, and which is what I'm going to show over here, in which case the system will go and calculate back pay due based on payslips that were issued in the system. Once you confirm that, the amount will be automatically inserted into the next payslip. Again, I'm going to go over some things very, very quickly. One of the things that people tend to like as well around the system is that it's got detailed audit logs. So if I had to go to salary, I can see that there was an edit of a salary that was done on the 5th of March, effective 17th April, and I can see exactly what was done over there, which was adding an overtime and a recurring pay element of £150 every month. As I mentioned, system comes with holiday management and timesheets. I will not go into too much detail there. I know you're accountant, so I'm going to go a little bit into our accounting integration and configuration. So you can basically connect with some systems there. I've got this account connected with Free Agent. So you can basically select your account and sync the ledgers from that. So any of you familiar with Free Agent will be able to see the list of codes over there. If I go into my journal, I can then go and select the right journal codes, etc. So you can type as well, so that makes it easier if you know the code or the name. And what we do offer as well is a more complex rule engine. So you can say when the rule is X, please set the general ledger to this and this, and you can split, as you see here. I've got 25, 50%. I'm going to make it 25, 25, so I can actually split that as well as I need to. In terms of cost centers, you can do as many levels deep as you want, and then you can link that with either the standard general report, or you can create your own report. Create your own report, you might think that might sound very difficult. I'm going to go here in my net pay report, which is custom, and I'm going to hit on edit. All I'm going to do here is add another column. I'm going to type that as gross. I'll hit @, and I'll type gross pay. And basically, that's how I've added and mapped a new column to the report. I know I'm going very fast. We've got a couple of minutes left. So I'm just going to talk a little bit around the actual payroll. I'm going to go onto a very specific payroll that I have already prepared. A use case. So as you can see here, I can see all my employees already set up in the system. You can see what the salaries are. And we can see that a certain David here has what we're calling mixed salaries. What does that mean? So if I open his record, you'll see a lot of changes because I tend to use this as an example quite a lot. Is I can see that he's had a salary up until the 16th of April, working with this pay rate, and another salary from the 17th. So the system allows you to easily key in values across, and you'll see the changes happening over there live. Once you're ready with the salary and element changes, and adding elements is as easy as finding that in the list and adding it in, you can basically hit calculate and save, which will calculate your pension and NI and tax, and we are 100% transparent in showing you what the system is doing. So we'll show you the exact calculations, how we got to the value. If there's anything wrong, it makes it much easier for you to see. Once you're ready with payroll, or if you are uploading changes, you do have an upload pay element. So there is another template there as well where you can upload your pay elements. Once you're done with that, you don't have to save each employee one by one. You've got to generate remaining, which then takes you to a summary where you can either finalize the payroll, or else, if you want to go to the next phase and actually send it for review, you can configure that to be reviewed by a client. So what do I mean by the review? So if I had to go into a client payroll really quickly, and we'll finish up with this, you can basically go into the settings, go into permissions, and invite a client and mark them part of a payroll review group. So you can say, yeah, the client can submit data, client can review, and you can set how many approval levels you need. That is pretty much the very, very quick overview of a few basic things. We do have obviously a lot more that we can do. So the system can run obviously the full pensions of enrollment. CIS was also launched recently. If you would like more information, our team is more than happily and readily available. In terms of pricing, because I know you do ask, we do have a pay-as-you-go price that starts from £8 a payslip. There is no minimum volume. This is exclusively available to accountants and bookkeepers that offer this as a service to clients. And then we have a bureau plan that starts with the Bureau Basic, which has a fixed monthly license fee and then goes to 50p a payslip. We do a little bit more hand holding there, and we do offer assistance for migration as well as training if you want to make sure that you succeed with your new payroll implementation. That's the pretty much 15 minutes from me, Della. Try to keep it short and simple. I know there was a lot of information in there, but as I said, more than available to answer questions if anyone has.
Thanks, Jonathan. I must say that pricing looks pretty good, so it's nice. And you are completely in the cloud, is that right?
100% in the cloud. There's no desktop elements. So basically, someone can just go on the website, www.buddy.hr, and literally sign up on the fly. You'll have a demo account that you can actually play with. So the account I was showing is something that people will have available right away when they sign up if they want to try things. I know it might be overwhelming, so that's why we offer a little bit more hand-holding and support as well.
Excellent. And what about migration? You say you provide support from which software?
Yeah, so we generally are able to migrate data from pretty much any software. Obviously, we are aware that there are a few products end of life dyslexia, so we are focusing a little bit more on helping those people over there. But we do have migration tools available internally for our team, and we'll make some of those available to you as well. So we do have actually as well a full online course on how to migrate and move clients if you want to DIY. But if you want to just give it lock, stock, and barrel to our team, like this is what I have, please get my data on. I want to run a parallel. We can get you set up to parallel stage, run that with you, and then you can take it on from there.
That's brilliant. So you help people to migrate, you get it onto Buddy, it integrates nicely with all the main software and at what look very competitive prices. That's really good. Yeah. And how do people get in touch with you, John?
Yeah, so the best way to get in touch is literally from our website. So if you go over here and you say, I'm a payroll bureau, there's a start a free trial, which will basically take you, I'm obviously logged in, so if I log out, there's a quick form that they can use. If they want to chat to someone before a demo, there's literally a get in touch button over there. This basically drops a question to our team. And if it's during business hours, they can literally go over there and say, yeah, leave a message or a live chat. And then you're right away talking with one of our agents to see what's the best way forward for you and your payroll.
That's brilliant. So thank you so much for that. Oh, that's one question. Do you do CIS as well, or just payroll?
Yes, we've actually just launched CIS earlier this year. So yeah, we've got CIS verification, CIS 300 submission, and the reports to go with it. So yeah, that's another box we're able to tick this year.
Well, I can't see any reason not to do a trial, except that we don't do payroll in-house. But for anybody who does, it would be really good. Well, you and I have been talking for years, haven't we? And it's always been, we don't do payroll in-house anymore. It's complicated. The software up until now hasn't been cloud-based, and all, you know, because we all work remotely, we're all in the cloud. That's been one of the main reasons, and you've overcome that now. So
yeah, no, we've overcome that, and I know. Listen, payroll is difficult. It's not for everyone. We're just here to help. If you know, it's for the people that actually do it.
No, that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for giving up your evening to come and chat to us, and hopefully lots of people will be clicking that button for a trial soon. And you're also available in the group to chat to, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. So if anyone's got questions and they don't want to go in and speak to our team, if they drop something in the Facebook group, in the chat, I'll be there monitoring and I'll be able to reply and hopefully help them out.
That's lovely. Thank you so much. I shall end the Zoom call now so people can go and get their dinner or at least relax for their evening, whatever they're doing. So see you for the next software demo, which is about content collection, helping us to get everything that our clients are resisting giving to us and chasing. So let's use the software to make our jobs easier. See you next time. Bye.